Hey you! Welcome back to Secrets with Maeve, the space for the conversations we usually keep to ourselves. I'm Maeve. Today we're talking about something I know so many of us struggle with in silence. If she asks these 5 questions, you're getting flirted with and you didn't notice, let's get into it. Most older men don't realize that women ask these 5 questions when they're flirting. Just last week, a 67-year-old widower hour told me something really sad. He said, "I think I'm invisible to women now." But the truth is, he's not invisible at all. That same month, 3 women had flirted with him, and he missed every single sign. If you're over 60 and wondering why women seem uninterested, here's a surprise. They're probably more interested than you think. Women our age have mastered subtle flirting through 5 specific questions that most men completely misread. These aren't casual chats. They're tests to see if you have romantic potential. While you might think she's just being polite, she's actually assessing your qualities as a partner. Today, I'll reveal these secret signals and show you how to respond like the confident, attractive man you truly are. Question number 5 will completely change how you see dating after 60. Here's a truth few talk about. Romance doesn't stop at 60. Research shows that 67% of people over 60 are looking for companionship. Women our age are often more upfront about their interests than you might expect. The problem isn't that women aren't interested. It's that we've forgotten how to recognize the signs. After decades of marriage or being out of dating, we've lost touch with subtle flirting. Women over 60, however, have honed their approach. They don't play games like younger women. Instead, they use strategic questions to measure your potential without risking rejection. I'm going to break down the 5 questions that show genuine interest, explain the psychology behind them, and show you how to answer like a confident, attractive man. I'll also point out the body language that confirms she's flirting. Before we start, hit that like button. If you've ever wondered whether a woman was flirting, comment below. You might be surprised by what you notice. The 5th question is the most powerful and the one most men completely misread. The first question is, are you enjoying retirement? It might seem like casual small talk, but it's really a masterclass in subtle flirting. When she asks this, she isn't just chatting. She's carefully learning about your lifestyle, availability, and potential as a partner. Psychologically, it has 3 purposes. First, she's checking financial stability without being direct. A man who enjoys retirement suggests he planned well and has resources. Second, she's seeing if you're actively engaged in life. Being busy and fulfilled is attractive. Being bored or lonely isn't. Third, she's testing your attitude toward this stage in life. Are you embracing it or resenting it? Let me tell you a story that shows this perfectly. Last month at a community center, a distinguished woman named Sophia started talking to Carl, a 68-year-old widower. She asked about his retirement, and Carl's answer was heartbreaking. "Oh, it's okay. It's, I guess. Lots of time on my hands. Not much to do, really." Let me share 2 very different responses I noticed. At a bookstore cafe, I watched Nancy ask Larry about his cooking habits. Larry's answer was typical. "Not really. I mostly eat out or heat up frozen dinners. My wife used to do all the cooking." The conversation immediately shifted to safer topics. Larry had just shown that he was domestically helpless and emotionally stuck in the past. Compare that to Samuel's response when Patricia asked him the same question at a farmer's market. Samuel grinned and said, "I've become quite the weekend chef. Last Sunday, I made this amazing seafood risotto. Took me 3 tries, but it was worth it." He continued, "I love trying new recipes, though my smoke alarm has become my kitchen timer." Then he asked her, "Do you enjoy experimenting with new things too?" Notice how he showed skill, humor, and a little vulnerability while turning the focus back to her. Body language is key here. If she's smiling slightly while asking, especially near food or in a home-like setting, she's flirting. Follow-up questions about your cooking or mentions of her own meals confirm interest. Here are 3 ways to respond effectively. First, the competent approach. Show you can handle yourself but aren't rigid. Second, the learning approach. Share that you're improving skills and enjoying the process. Third, the sharing approach. Mention how you like cooking for others or would love to cook with someone special. Avoid saying you can't cook, talking endlessly about your ex-wife, or bragging about being a master chef. She wants to see you as capable, adaptable, and open to sharing life. This question really asks, are you someone I could build a comfortable life with? She's picturing quiet mornings, coffee together, cooking meals, and intimate kitchen moments when 2 people are comfortable. Follow-up questions like, what's your favorite thing to cook? Do you enjoy cooking for others? Could you teach me that recipe sometime? Are clear green lights. Domestic compatibility is important at our age. She's not looking for someone to take care of. She's looking for someone to share life with. Your cooking skills reflect self-care, independence, and partnership potential. How do you handle it? Could you improve? Share in the comments. The third question is, are you close to your family? Now we enter deeper territory. She isn't just making small talk. This is an emotional intelligence test. The answer reveals your capacity for relationships, emotional availability, and potential as a long-term partner. It seems innocent, but is actually very revealing. Women understand that family relationships set the blueprint for all other relationships. How you treat family, handle conflicts, and balance independence with connection shows her how you might treat her. She's also assessing emotional maturity. Are there unresolved issues? Are boundaries healthy? Most men miss that. She's also checking your availability. Are you so caught up with family that there's no room for romance? Are you bitter? Or have you found balance between loving family and being open to new love? Let me share an example that shows this perfectly. At a senior center dance, I watched Helen ask Raymond about his family. Raymond's response was a disaster. Oh, my kids barely call anymore. My daughter lives across the country and my son is too busy with his own life. Family doesn't mean much these days. Helen's interest immediately dropped. Raymond had just revealed bitterness, poor relationship skills, and a pattern of pushing people away. Now, compare that with Walter's answer when Grace asked him the same question at a wine tasting. Walter smiled warmly and said, I'm blessed with great kids and grandkids. We're close, but not clingy. I love that they've built their own lives, and I enjoy being part of it when they want me around. He added, family is important, but I've learned there's room in life for many kinds of love. Then he asked her, how about you? Are you lucky with a close family? Are you building your own chosen family? Notice how he showed love without neediness, boundaries without coldness, and openness to new relationships. Body language matters. If she asks with soft eyes and a gentle tone, she's genuinely curious about your emotional world. Follow-up questions about your kids or grandkids are a strong flirting signal. Here are 4 ways to respond effectively. First, the balanced approach. Show love for your family, but don't let it define you. Second, the growth approach. Share how family relationships have improved over time. Third, the wisdom approach. Mention what your family taught you about love and life. Fourth, the open approach. Show that while family matters, you're open to new relationships. Avoid oversharing about drama, seeming too dependent on approval, or implying family is all that matters. She wants to hear that you're capable, mature, and have room in your heart for someone new. This question is her way of asking, are you emotionally available and capable of healthy relationships? She's looking for proof you can love without being possessive, handle conflict maturely, and understand the difference between connection and codependency. Follow-up questions like, what's your relationship with your grandchildren? How do you balance family time with your own interests? Or what have your family experiences taught you? All confirm romantic interest. Emotional maturity is extremely attractive at our age. She wants someone who understands life is big enough for multiple types of love. How would you describe your family relationships? The fourth question is, what keeps you busy these days? This is the ultimate compatibility test disguised as small talk. When a woman asks this, she isn't just being polite. She's examining your lifestyle, energy, passions, social life, and whether you could build an interesting life together. The psychology is clever. Women our age know that shared interests and complementary lifestyles are essential for long-term happiness. She isn't expecting you to be identical to her, but she wants to see that you're active, growing, and pursuing meaningful activities. She's also assessing availability. Too busy and there might be no room for her. Too idle and you might be clingy. She's looking for a balance, engaged, interesting, but with space for someone special. The post-retirement identity crisis is real and women notice it. Many men struggle with purpose after leaving their careers, and this question shows whether you found a new direction. She's looking to see if you've redefined yourself beyond work and found meaningful ways to spend your time. Let me give you 2 examples. At a community garden, Louise asked Dennis about his activities. Dennis's answer was uninspiring. Not much, really. I watch TV, run errands, maybe visit the hardware store. Pretty quiet life. Louise nodded politely and left quickly. Dennis had just revealed he was coasting through life without passion or purpose. Compare that with Michael's answer when Carol asked him the same question at a bookstore. Michael's eyes lit up. I'm having the time of my life. I'm learning Spanish, volunteering at the literacy center, and bird photography has become a real passion. Last weekend, I hiked 5 miles to photograph a rare warbler. I'm also helping a neighbor restore a classic car, which is way harder than I expected. Then he asked her, "How about you? Are you busier in retirement than you were working?" Notice how he showed learning, service, creativity, and social connection while inviting her to share. Body language is key. If she leans in slightly, her eyes bright, and asks follow-up questions about your activities or shares her own, she's flirting and testing compatibility. 5 ways to respond create intrigue. Learning activities show curiosity and growth. Service activities show generosity. Creative pursuits show imagination. Physical activities show health and energy. And social connections show you're engaged with the world. The goal is to appear active and independent, yet available and open to someone new. Avoid listing chores, complaining, or dominating the conversation with details. Follow-up signals include questions like, "How did you get into that? Could you teach me?" Or, "Maybe I could join you sometime." These are green lights that she wants to spend more time with you. This question is really asking, are you someone I could build an interesting, fulfilling life with? She's picturing shared experiences, mutual learning and supporting each other's passions. Retirement isn't about winding down. It's about finally having time for what matters most. Women find this energy and purpose extremely attractive. Finally, the most sophisticated flirting question. How do you stay so positive? This is more than a question. It's a compliment, a test, and an invitation all at once. Most men completely miss it. She's noticing your energy and outlook, testing your emotional intelligence and wisdom, and assessing your potential as a partner. Positivity signals resilience, maturity, and the ability to create joy even in tough times. The deeper meaning, she's asking you to share your life philosophy, and through your answer, she's evaluating whether you bring richness and fulfillment to the lives of those around you. This question is her way of saying, I'm attracted to your energy. Help me understand what makes you tick. She's inviting you into a deeper conversation about meaning, purpose, and how you handle life's challenges. Positivity matters at our age because we've all faced losses, disappointments, and hardships. A man who stays genuinely positive isn't naive. He's someone who has learned to find meaning in struggles, growth in challenges, and joy in simple moments. This kind of wisdom is very attractive to women over 60. Let me share an example. At a library book club, Sandra asked Alan about his positive outlook. Alan's answer was devastating. Oh, I'm not that positive. Life's been tough lately. My arthritis is acting up. The world's going downhill. I just try to get through each day. Sandra's interest disappeared immediately. Alan had shown himself as a victim, not someone who can thrive despite difficulties. Compare that with Eugene's answer when Marlene asked him the same question at an art gallery. Eugene smiled, thoughtfully. I've learned I can't control what happens to me, but I can control how I respond. Every challenge has taught me something valuable, and every loss has made me appreciate what I still have. I've discovered that joy is a choice I make every day. Then he asked, "What about you? Have you found ways to create your own happiness? Or are you naturally one of those sunny people?" Notice how he showed wisdom, growth, and emotional intelligence while inviting her to share? Body language is crucial. If she looks at you warmly, leans in slightly, and uses a softer tone, she's definitely flirting. This question usually comes after she's observed you and genuinely likes what she sees. It's a sign she's interested in your inner world and wants to understand your outlook on life. Here are ways to respond that attract further conversation. First, the wisdom approach. Share a life lesson that helps you stay balanced. Second, the gratitude approach. Focus on what you have rather than what you lack. Third, the growth approach. Explain how challenges have made you stronger. Fourth, the choice approach. Emphasize that positivity is a daily decision, not just a trait. Avoid denying the compliment, claiming you're not positive, or giving a lecture. Authentic positivity that recognizes life's challenges is what she wants. Touches, eye contact, and a gentle tone are all flirting cues. This question is her way of saying, I'm attracted to who you are, not just what you do. I want to understand what makes you special. Follow-up signals include, that's beautiful. Where did you learn that? I love that perspective. Or, you have a wonderful way of seeing things. She's genuinely drawn to your wisdom and outlook. Emotional and spiritual compatibility becomes extremely important at our age. She wants someone who transforms challenges into compassion and joy. How do you maintain positivity? What life lessons shape your outlook? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let me tell you about Russell, a 72-year-old retired accountant who attended one of my workshops 6 months ago. He had been single for 3 years after his wife passed and thought his dating days were over. Women my age aren't interested in romance, he told me. They just want friendship or to complain about their health. But after learning about these 5 questions, his perspective completely changed. 2 weeks later, he called me excitedly. At his grandson's baseball game, another grandmother, Joyce, started talking with him. She asked about his retirement, cooking, family, activities, and finally complimented his positive attitude. Russell recognized every question and this time engaged fully. The change was remarkable. Russell went from feeling invisible to realizing he was actually very attractive to women his age. He and Joyce have been dating for 5 months, and Russell says he feels like he's regained his confidence. I'm not just existing anymore, he told me. I'm living again. That's the power of understanding. When you know what these questions really mean, you stop missing opportunities and start creating connections. You go from being just another nice older gentleman to someone who truly understands women and knows how to respond to their interest. This awareness gives you a confidence that is magnetic. You stop wondering, is she interested? And start noticing the signals that have been there all along. Most importantly, you remember that you're still desirable, still capable of inspiring attraction, and still worthy of love at any age. Don't let another opportunity pass you by. The next time a woman asks one of these questions, you'll know exactly what's happening and how to respond. If this video opened your eyes to possibilities you've been missing, hit the like button and share it with other men who need to hear this. In the comments, tell me, have you heard any of these questions recently? Looking back, do you think you might have missed some signals? Remember, gentlemen, you're not invisible. You're not too old for romance. You just need to recognize what's been right in front of you all along. Subscribe for more insights that will help you navigate relationships with confidence and wisdom. You deserve love, joy, and connection at any